live from the Aviva Trattoria studio.
Welcome back to the Grace Curley Show. Joe Biden was just signing more stuff. I mean, the guy has signed. I have something here. All right, ready? So, executive orders in the first 3 days. These are the presidents. Joe Biden, 19. Donald Trump, 1. Barack Obama, 5. George Bush, 0. Clinton, 1. So, Biden is number 1 when it comes to that. He's not number 1 at taking questions from the press, and he certainly has a very contentious relationship with at least one reporter, that is Peter Doocy. Peter Doocy had the audacity again today to continue to do his job and ask normal questions. And listen to what Joe Biden said back to him.
Thank you.
Mr. President, what you talking to Vladimir Putin about?
You.
If you couldn't hear that, he said, what did you talk to Vladimir Putin about? And Joe Biden said, you. And he sends his best. And the press corps just laughed it up. His sense of humor for me, the whole shtick where he just says the first thing that comes to his mind and he thinks he's really, he's really funny and clever. I'm so over it. He's asking you a question. He's a reporter. You're the president of the United States. Have a little respect for the fact that these people don't even ask you tough questions, that they're giving you honest questions. Can you imagine if they asked him questions like they asked Trump? What do you say to people who think you're a really bad person? What do you say to people who think you've killed everyone so far?
20,000 people have died of COVID on your watch, Mr. President. What do you feel about, do you have blood on your hands?
They asked Joe Biden about his vaccination plan, and he's like, he gets his back against the wall. You guys said it couldn't be done. They're like, we said that? We compared you to Moses, bro.
You're a one-horse pony.
I'm a one-horse pony. We said you reminded us of God 2 days ago on the network news. Like, who is he? Why is he so mad at them? Because they've stopped asking him about his milkshake flavors. Like, occasionally you had to know there was going to be a question about something besides ice cream, right?
Yeah, it's chocolate chip. We already know that. We gotta find out more information.
He really wouldn't have liked me if I was a reporter, because I would have really been asking about that foot situation. Why did you pull Major's tail fresh out of the shower? That question still haunts me. Anyway, guys,
we have to tweet that at the Poval office.
Oh yeah, please do.
Poval office, whatever. I don't know.
We handle real business here at the Grace Curley Show. Okay, this is like top tier stuff. Sandy, you're next with Grace. What's going on, Sandy?
Hi, Grace. I just thought a great line or a great name for your show is Curley, talking straight. So let's say Grace.
Oh, I like that, Sandy. Thank you very much.
And you can use it, darling, anytime. Reason as you were talking earlier, you were talking about now, sometimes things are coming back to remind them of what it was on the other side. And I thought, we have been doing social justice and political justice for so long. It's really nice to have poetic justice, isn't it?
That's a very good point, Sandy. And I think that really poetic justice is that tweet I read in the last segment. The pipeline workers telling all the guys in the union to vote for Joe Biden. And now they're tweeting about how we can't believe Joe Biden shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. You can't? I can believe it. In fact, he told you he was. That is poetic justice. It's unfortunate people have to learn that the hard way. It's not like he had to do a lot of digging to figure out where he stood on that. It was pretty obvious. Brian, you're next with Grace in the Grace Curley Show. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, what's up? Oh, we lost you there, Brian. I want to talk about this story. I really want to get Jared's take on this. Canadian casino mogul and his actress wife pose as motel workers to cut COVID-19 vaccine line. Did you see this?
I did not. Is this like Undercover Boss gone bad?
Yeah, this is Undercover Boss if your boss was a jerk and decided to cut you in line. A Canadian casino mogul and his actress wife were accused of posing as motel workers in order to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. And Rodney Baker and his 32-year-old wife, 32?
Well, how old is Rodney?
55.
That's not unreasonable.
It gets worse, though. They allegedly chartered a private plane to Beaver Creek to get doses of the Moderna shot. Effectively, what they did was put our community and our isolation team at risk. That was the community services minister. Staff at a mobile clinic had been administering the vaccine to the about 100 residents of Beaver Creek, most of whom are members of the White River First Nation.
Oh.
This is a hate crime as well.
Yeah.
The wealthy couple allegedly lied to workers at the clinic about where they lived and worked. But the pair, this is where they really messed up. They weren't that clever, Jared. The pair raised suspicions when they asked for a ride to the airport after receiving their shots.
Oh, they're so close.
So close.
It's like in The Great Escape, when they're handing out the passports before they do the big escape, and it's like, oh, your German's very good. Thank you. No! Don't respond in English. That's how they know you're an escaped prisoner. Don't ask for a ride to the airport if you live there. And don't cut out, Native Canadians to get your vaccine, but
the mind of a spy, of a secret
Yes.
agent. They were just, how would they know that asking for a ride to the airport immediately after getting vaccinated would tip people off? Officers first looked at the couple at a location in nearby Whitehorse where they were supposed to quarantine and eventually found them at the airport preparing to fly back to Vancouver. So I think this is bad what they did. But like the police are involved? I don't know. It just seems kind of intense. Like the police are looking at where they said they were going to be staying and then chase them to the airport. It just seems a bit much for a vaccine. And now it's saying they might have to pay a fine of up to $1,500 or no, $1,150 and up to 6 months in jail, which I doubt they'll get. But even so.
Yikes. That seems a bit much.
You would think. And in other news, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. We were talking about Senator Josh Hawley. See if you can spot the fake news here, okay, Jared? I saw this tweet the other day. GOP Senator Josh Hawley wrote a column in defense of the Oklahoma City bomber when he was 15. That's pretty jarring stuff, right? And then here's the correction. Yeah. Here's the correction from the same guy. The headline of this story has been updated to clarify Hawley defended militia members, not specifically the Oklahoma City bomber.
That's just a slight difference right there.
There's so much fake news, it's hard to keep up. Let's play some of this Biden from yesterday. I just think that it's worth noting that these are his first press conferences. He's being praised for even having them to begin with, and they're not going that well. I think he's biting off more than he can chew. Let's play cut 11.
I believe we should make school classrooms safe and secure for the students, for the teachers, and for the help that's in those schools maintaining the facilities.
I don't even want to...
So what's going on there, Darth Vader?
I don't even want to laugh at that, and I'll tell you why. After the inauguration, he was out all day long, and I looked at Jared. I was looking at him on the TV screen, and I said, he must be so exhausted. He must be so tired. He seems extremely feeble and confused. And you can hear me say that and think I'm being sarcastic or think I'm trying to be a jerk about it because I don't like him. But I do feel for him in the sense that I think he's being pushed around by all of these people. And he's the Trojan horse. And he's getting all of these other people in. He's giving them all power. I think Dr. Jill likes being in the spotlight. But at the end of the day, he's an old guy who can't do this. And if hearing him breathe that heavy doesn't make you figure that out, then you either really hate Donald Trump or you just don't know the telltale signs. Because that's heavy breathing.
Yeah, and he had been standing at the podium too. He didn't just jog in, you know how he jogs. It's not like he was out of breath from jogging. I mean, he was standing there responding to a question. I think it was about reopening the schools. Yeah, I think what it's about.
And then he added on to that because there's a lot of teacher union strikes right now, and he started talking about things that we need for schools. And it kind of seemed like he just made it up as he went because there's been there hasn't been a lot of basis to these things he's saying.
Even Charlie Baker said schools aren't really a spreader. So
Charlie Baker, you mean the new face of the GOP?
Yes.
Well, let's play this. This is Joe Biden talking about what they need in schools. This is cut 10.
We need new ventilation systems in those schools. We need testing for people coming in and out of the classes. We need testing for teachers as well as students. And we need the capacity to know that in fact the circumstance in the school is safe and secure for everyone.
That's a lot of stuff. I hope his administration knew he was going to say that, because saying we need all of that in schools, you know what I really think we need? I think we need to send these kids, especially these kids in the cities, back to schools. Because what often happens when the government thinks they know better, and they do. I mean, let's face it. Joe Biden, he can take his mask off when he's celebrating his historic day, and you can't. If you're at Dunkin' Donuts or if you're at work, you have to keep your mask on. They know better. And they also know what's better for your kids and for your kids' schools. So all these kids who have been sitting at home for months and months and months staring at a computer screen are falling behind. It's always going to be the kids who don't have a lot of money, who are in the lower income households, who are going to suffer the most, who are going to fall behind the most, who are going to lose opportunities. And now they're saying that they need all of this before they can open up schools. It's insane. And as much as I feel bad for adults who are going through this crazy time, because I've seen how many people are really struggling, not just with their businesses, but with mental health. People are getting really down, and it's been tough for a lot of people. But I really feel for these kids, because to not be in school with your friends, for a lot of kids, school is like their safe haven. That's where they go. That's where they can, learn and be with friends and, be in a safe environment. And it's just awful. And it seems like it's all political. We know it. It's so obvious at this point. But now to say, oh, we need ventilators and we need testing for the teachers and for the students. This is exactly what the teachers' unions want. They want these ridiculously high expectations for what they need for the schools to open so they can keep them shut down. And the only people who are really suffering from all that are the kids. It's just unacceptable. Guys, when we get back, we'll be talking to Howard Lawrence Carr about his show and probably a little bit of the new face of the GOP, Governor Charlie Baker. I'm sure he has some updates on that for us. We'll be right back. I'm Grace Curley, and this